Hey, GBP roast, GBP roast. Sorry, you in danger. Right now, I got a flame here. This is GBP roast, GBP roast. On your Google business profile, it's about to go down. We roasting and reacting. We ain't come to play. 20 years in SEO. JP, Lambo, and Dre, bringing facts and guests. Oh yeah, we bring the dopeness. Welcome to the show. Hope your profile don't get roasted.
So you know my lip syncing is off, so.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. We have Keith.
You broke my computer again.
He's not synced.
Mr. Keith, slow delay. Lambo.
I'm also messing with you too. So I'm actually like I'm lip syncing and talking.
You're like one of those
Nothing's coming out. So.
old school martial arts movies where it's English dubbed. There you go. But see, but when you don't make sound, it looks like you're actually doing that. But all right, guys, welcome everyone. We want to we have a great show ahead of you. We will be reacting to 3 different videos and going into JP's Tech Talk and Lambo's World. All right, let's get to our.
Do you need me to do the captioning again and read along?
Oh no, I got it this time. Let's
oh, that's good. That's good.
All right, let's check this
overarching belief system is that Google's trying to rank what's popular in the offline world in the online world. So how do you do that? Do real world stuff.
That's
like
true.
Sponsor like little league teams and like get involved in the local community. Because like if you're building up more of a local brand presence, Home Depot doesn't sponsor like in like huge banks. They don't sponsor like, you know, all these little local meetings for just because they are trying to be, you know, good and community oriented. They're doing it because it's way more about brand presence and brand repetition.
Why exactly is that guy looking off in a distance the entire time?
I don't know.
That is not a trusting. Let me answer that question, but I'm going to look over here. Okay. So no, that's just stupid. You need the links. That's the important part. And a lot of these guys don't have links. So yes, it might make your heart feel good and everything is great. Guess what? Okay. You get the brand out there, but it's about links.
So you would actually go a little bit deeper. If you do sponsor a page, you want to make sure they have a sponsorship page.
Yeah.
Or something where they can link back to you.
If you can, for sure.
JP, I thought, what about the brand? You know, you talk about like brand presence and stuff like that. I mean, how do you feel about this sponsoring?
Well, yeah, you definitely will get the brand awareness, you know, for sure. It's just a matter of, is it really going to be worth it? You know, what we always seen is the dad is, you know, the coach, and he's also the owner of the company. And so, you know, you throw a little bit of money at the soccer club. So, but maybe you could just get an association link from a notable mega something to do with construction. That would be better than.
Yeah, I would imagine, because when I was in Little League, Google Maps wasn't around when I was in Little League baseball. I would imagine if they today, you know, probably because of smartphones, we have QR codes, things like that we can utilize on the banners. Because, you know, our baseball team, we would hang the banner for our sponsors like on the back of the dugout, so you could kind of see the company names and things like that. So, you know, that would be a great way to do it. I mean, I see it all the time. I have a Little League right down the street from where the office is at. And, you know, that's things that they do. They put the website on their phone number. One of them has a QR code. So, I mean, just get more creative. I mean, we have, you know, it's 2025. We have a lot of tools at our disposal to use to promote for local brands. So
get the QR code on the poster.
I want to bring that up. We haven't actually talked about QR codes, but that's kind of like a really, really big secret, right? I mean, like it's actually direct traffic that you're getting if someone scans it and goes to you know, to your page. Those
I mean,
really
even Google now, they have it when you can actually share your review link with the QR code. So Google actually has their own QR code creators directly into their Maps platform. Even on Google Maps, you can actually create a QR code directly from Google Maps itself and also directly from your dashboard.
And when it comes to creating QR codes, I mean, yeah, Google Maps has that. But I mean, are you using is there any other special QR code generators that you?
Not really. You don't need to, because it's just now it's part of it. So that eliminates those QR,
Yeah,
Tiger
you don't have
QR
to
and all
go
this QR
create
guide.
one. You just use the one that's currently there, blow it up a little bit, and put it in. You see a lot of times, especially here in the Bay Area, we see like signs in intersections, like "Hey, junk removal" or something like that, or right in the dead center.
Go
Right.
into the hottest bar in town, go into the men's urinal, and right at the top of the men's urinal, say something like, free kitties, and then QR code to Dre's website. Boom, you win right there.
All right, love it. There we go. All right, guys, let's get to the next video.
Local Instagram accounts and local newsletters always need stuff to share. If you have a lot of people searching your business on Google Maps, then using directions to go to it at once, this automatically boosts performance for your keywords. This is from Bill Hartzer, who discovered this with years of testing. You tell the local Instagram account you're having a huge giveaway or huge discount, the Instagram account shares it, lots of people search Google Maps for your business, use directions, go to your business to get the free or discounted stuff. This surge in Google Maps activity boosts your performance.
It sure
Yeah,
can. That's part of the reason why we always
quite a
say
bit.
create an event where the event, people want to know how to get to the event and go to your location. Maybe you just decide to have a warehouse event or an open house. That does work.
So basically,
Yeah,
just
especially with like geo-fencing ads too, like stuff that you actually see on mobile apps. Those are great because you can put driving directions links directly into those ads. So it's great for the retails and things like that, shops that actually have that rely on foot traffic for business. It's a great thing to utilize.
Got it. So you're basically just sharing an event or your place on social media so people can search it, right?
Yep.
Or is
And you could be a little clickbaity, right? So I mean, it's that fine line of what really works. I actually did this by accident. I had a television for sale and I sent the information to the person like, hey, if you're interested, learn more. And I just happened to have the link information. Well, she actually went to my wrong office. She drove to the wrong office. And I'm like, oh, sneaky, you could clickbait and use that for a black hat thing, which of course only Jordan's wearing the black hat, obviously. I haven't even had a haircut yet, so I don't do that.
All right. Let's go to our last reaction video we got here. Let's go to the last reaction video.
Give it to me. Come on.
I'm not sure what happened to it. Let's la la la. Hold on. We just re-upload it while it's coming along. It's an interesting one.
More from our sponsor, Keith.
Yeah.
Should we? Oh, I know what we should do. It's time for. You're like, oh shit, what is he gonna do?
Take a look here at this map. This is Google Maps. See how they outline Austin, Texas in red? This is Google classifying a particular area. They know where your area is. Now, as you scroll in, what you'll see and what you'll notice is that bolds start to show up. This is towns. Also, as you scroll in, there's smaller bolds. These are going to be neighborhoods, also other cities or areas within Austin. Key piece of information for your websites, also for your maps performance. If I want to rank in Austin, Austin is more than just Austin. It's made up of little towns and neighborhoods, areas, but that also means there are zip codes. So here's the tip. Now, a study done, judgments on websites' credibility are 75% based on the website's overall aesthetics. I get it. For customers, for CRO, people care about how your site looks. But for performance on your pages, that in this particular example, you want to rank for Austin? What do we need to talk about inside of that page? Locations, counties, cities, streets, get the zip codes. Get the actual places, the towns, the neighborhoods. Talk about them within your Austin page. Your page will rank higher.
This is where I disagree. I would advise not doing that. The only time that I would is if you are, I'll give an example. Let's say you're in San Francisco and you're a bar, and maybe you want to find other, like pizza restaurants near this bar. That could be something that you could put on there. But this whole idea of putting, I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, using like points of interest, I would advise not doing that.
Yeah, he's talking like the
Yeah.
communities, the streets, the
Yeah,
landmarks.
I would not do that. The amount of traffic that you will receive from saying I need a plumber near the Statue of Liberty in New York. I mean, it's maybe if you're in the travel industry, but not for just the normal business. I would advise.
I
not
think it's
using
good
that.
too, from a user point of view, that shopper, to reassure them where you've been, what you've done. I've even, for some of my contractors, I'll create an independent Google map, right? That will then show, hey, we've worked on this address in these areas. So there's a visual appeal that, yes, I service it and I've been there, but there's also just this stupidity of, just because it's on the page doesn't mean Google's now going to give you more authority and rank it.
Yeah, I would say for a user standpoint too, if you're in commercial real estate, you want to find a good office near the stadium or something like that. You may put, hey, we're 5 feet from the stadium, whatever it is. So that would be some examples of being category specific examples of when to use a points of interest. But for the normal business, I would advise not doing it.
Yeah.
Got it. Love it. All right, on to our next segment.
Yeah, we're going to verify some GMBs right now.
QR code.
How we doing?
GMBs sign up. It's a scanner. You just use a scanner and you scan it, and it will just instantly verify you as you just drive down the street and just scan, 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 scan.
That's the idea. All right, so today we're going to be talking about something that I call a local power page.
Okay.
So think of your Google business profile, the URL that you're actually using for your business profile is a way for you to show as many things, like many services that you offer, and also your service area as well, because the best way that we can get, expand our proximity, which is basically expanding how far our business will be seen from different queries, you want to list your service area and use as much content as you possibly can on your web page. Google validates a lot of the overall rankings from the content that's actually on your web URL attached to your business profile. So this is something that we build out. I'm giving you a visualization of kind of how it would look like. You can design this in multiple different ways. But just visually, I wanted to at least show you what this could look like. So let's say we are a.
Move that real quick.
Let me go ahead and.
There you go.
So let's say you're a plumber in Concord, California. So one thing that I would want to do is show all the services that I offer in Concord, California. So if I'm a plumber, it's going to be emergency services, pipe repair, sewer, drain cleaning, et cetera, et cetera. Not only do I provide these services in Concord, but I also provide, services in multiple cities. So I want to service all of Contra Costa County. So visually, I can show, hey, on the page, I'm going to be listing, not only am I listing, pipe repair in Concord, but I'm also listing pipe repair in Antioch, Richmond, every city that you service. Now, the point of this is because this is a very strong correlation with how your Google business is actually being ranked. And the point of this is, one, you want to rank for services in Concord where your business is actually physically located, but also being able to rank in a much larger radius. Now, you're probably, depending on the competition, you may not be ranking, in the entire county that you're in, but also for a user, you're just letting them know also, hey, by the way, we don't just service Concord, but we do service the whole county as well. We've done several tests over the last few weeks. This is a very, very strong page that we are building right now to help boost proximity and also boosting rankings directly into the actual city that your business profile is actually physically located in. You'll notice on this page that I haven't really written any content. Most of the content that's actually on this page is actually all hidden behind HTML.
How dare you?
Can we see it? Let's see the
Yep.
HTML.
So it's got all the information here. It's got my headers here, my address information. I always recommend at least putting the address information on the site. If you're a service business, you don't necessarily need to show the address, especially if you work out of your home. But one way that you could show Google, your actual address information is by, hiding that information directly into your HTML.
Wait, how are you hiding it? Oh, it's a.
Get the hidden class on the CSS.
Oh, and that's a HTML code.
Yeah. So this
hide-
article is actually, it's a hidden class, and this is about 1,500 words. Actually,
Oh my gosh.
So
Whoa.
for Google, so this is one way that kind of be a way for you to, hide your work. So, Google sees this. The normal user is not going to see a bunch of random text that, the average consumer is not reading a whole article about plumbing services. They just want to know, hey, do you provide drain cleaning, and what cities do you service in? That's really all they care about. No one's going to read an article about, oh, cool, looks like Concord has a famous statue, and there's a street down there that you can, like, no one gives a shit about that. So you don't need to write about that stuff. If you are going to write that stuff and you feel like it's going to help you, then just hide it. You're not going to get dinged for this. Google's not going to come after you with the ban hammer and say, oh no, you're hiding information. But directly in their terms of service, you can actually do something like this, because it's not like I'm showing any text that's different. So if Google sees this, it still matches the general information.
Right.
Of what
It's
the
not
user would say.
cloaking.
Yep.
You're not misleading. You're just giving extra information. And from a dev point of view, there are lots of times you can go to legit websites, mega corporation websites, and you'll see hidden code just to help that page render better.
Yep.
So this would be like someone's homepage that you would build out and just make it.
So this would be the actual location page. So this would be whatever the URL your Google business profile is using.
GeoHub.
This is what I would use for that. Would be an example of what I would use.
Okay, so the website URL on your GBP would link to this.
Yep.
Nice. So this is considered a GeoHub.
Yeah. So now I also have a lot of different types of information in here as well. I have the city names. I have the latitude, longitudes in here. I have a description of kind of what those services are in there.
What, schema?
So there's a lot of information that's actually embedded directly into this page.
Wait, is that schema? Is that schema?
There's no scheme. There's no scheme on this.
So wait, what is this now? So this is just more.
This is just JavaScript. That's basically what it's doing. It's talking to the page so that when I click, so I'll give you visually what it's doing. What this JavaScript is doing is it's going through and changing out the actual city information, if you'll see in here.
Okay. Oh, and is that an embedded map from Google?
Yeah, this is a OpenStreet. It's by Leaflet. It's just an open source map software that you can actually embed directly. In this case, you could use something like this. You don't necessarily even need to use like a Google Maps. This is a free service. So rather than having to pay Google, for an API key to use Google Maps, this would be another source that you could use.
Can you repeat the service again? Is it OpenStreet?
It's called OpenStreetMap. It's by Leaflet.
Got it.
So it's just JavaScript.
Java.
But again, the whole idea is just that you're really listing all of your services, the cities that you offer and things like that. So this is just a nice way. I wanted to show the viewers here just kind of what it would look like on the page. You could still at least list some of these services, even in just a list. You could even just say, hey, we offer, drain cleaning, things like that, and then just list the cities below it.
Love it.
So this is what I have.
Yeah, no schema. Just
no schema.
Because when you think schema, you're just all the code behind that, but you have actually code back there behind your sites.
When I think schema, I think scamma is what I think.
I mean, okay, what if you did put schema on there? Would that be like doubling things up? Because with schema would kind of repeat what you just did there, right?
Why would you?
Why you don't need to?
Okay. I'm just looking up for the schema guys out there, because I use schema too. So All right, guys. Let's get into our
La
next.
la 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 Lambo's world. La 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 Lambo's world. Lambo likes conversions and SEO too. That's Lambo's world.
All right.
Actually, I got a message from someone. They said I need to use the red red marker more often.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, just what we need, right?
Good, Mark.
Okay, sorry, I always get confused with that. Press that, press that. Lambo's world. Da 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 da. We're gonna kind of go back to basics, kids. Top conversion roadblocks. Real quickly, we'll go over poor user experience, your unclear value proposition, the weak CTA. You got to get that trust. Pay attention to the data and complicated forms. So I'll go through this real quickly, but these are the things that really hold people back and they're easy to fix. Poor user experience. Whoa! Could you imagine if you were on that elevator? Like, what number do I press, Jordan? You got to have some common sense navigation. Just make it simple. Let people go. The about page should be about the about, not the mission, not your vision, right? Pay attention to something that's slow loading. If it doesn't render quickly, remember, people are only one click away from bouncing right back. So make things quick. And of course, make it fit on a phone. I rip apart sites all the time because I would say easily 60% of all your views are definitely going to be on the mobile side. Whoa, look at this. So, Dre, look at those buttons down there. Tell me, do they look like buttons? Are they underlined?
They're underlined, so you might.
But guess what? They're
them.
not. They don't do anything. Don't give a poor experience for people. An unclear value proposition. Visitors really need to understand what is it that you do and what's your offer. Clearly communicate that. Remember, it's benefits, guys, and value. Not like this phone on the side that says, leave a message. Hey, I'll leave you a message. What the WTF is my message, right? Always be thinking, why should someone choose you versus someone else? You really got to take and step inside your customer's shoes.
So wait,
Weak calls to action. Look at this. There's 2 buttons down below. Call us, email us. All right, if you did read above, it does say you can sexily transform your outdoor space, but come on, you have to have something more compelling to really motivate people to do business with you. Trust and credibility. Think about those associations, any awards, any certifications, and of course the social proof. You got to have testimonies and just publish it on the site. Those quick visual items really impress people. The data, whether you go to your Google Search Console or you go into analytics, you really have to understand the customer journey. What page did they go to? Where do they go to next? Why? How long are they staying on the page? Do that before you just start deleting things and listen to the SEO who doesn't understand. Complicated forms. Now you would think a form is pretty simple, right? Mm-hmm. What are the things you probably need? Well, I would like your name. Well, do you need my last name? Do you need my address? Do you need my date of birth? Do you need my DNA, my blood sample? Ask the minimum amount of questions. I like to do a step-through form, meaning one question at a time. And I always ask email first because people will give out their email left and right. But you know what they won't give up? A telephone number. However, I will ask for the phone number at the end of the form because they took the time to go deeper and deeper and deeper in, And so they're like, well, it's just, you know, it's just a phone number, right? Here's a great step through form. We got Colby the plumber. Look at the trust. He's telling you exactly what can happen. And then we're reassuring you it only takes 90 seconds to get that free quote. That's him. He's coming. You got a problem. Oh, satisfaction guarantee. It's free. Let's go.
When it
Da,
comes,
da, da,
when it comes
da,
to
da,
step
da.
forms, what are you using?
Sorry,
Is
we
there-
got the delayed reaction. I'm really messing with you because I can hear you, but because of the
can't-
sound delay, I'm going.
Can you hear me? So
Yes, I get you.
when it comes to when it comes to step forms, is there any service that you're using to create step forms?
One that I like is Typeform, but I will say I've kind of got them on the shit list, Lambo shit list, because they would have the opportunity to email, like that's why you want the form, right? Please enter this in, and then you'll email it to me. You'll email it to your traffic people, dispatch, to the owner. Guess what? Now I have to go through Zapier and go zap it to get those emails. So Jordan actually has introduced me to something to replace Typeform. I just don't have it, you know, I have an entire folder dedicated to Jordan, as some of you know. And let's see here. Where's Jordan's folder? There's Ron Jeremy right there. I've got FBI, do not read this one. Jordan's folder, web. I found it, Jordan. Web3 forms.
Oh,
This is one that we're going to probably test and transition to.
nice. Web3
Sorry,
forms.
I'm not on too much crack. I see your comments. Really funny. It's just a little too much coffee today.
Yeah,
I
I
was
use them
listening
for
to-
all of our forums.
listening
They're
to
really
80s
solid.
music beforehand. So just a little bit crazy.
So we have a message probably from one of the slides where you had your form says, are you saying we should have a message above our form instead of leave a message?
You definitely want to give me a compelling reason to move forward, right? Why should I do business with you? It's not just a leave a message. You're trying to sell someone your construction items, right? And therefore you really want to try to focus on that more compelling call to action. This was just a very, very quick sample.
Yeah, if I wanted to add something on to that, especially when it comes to like things like Core Web Vitals, your site speed does make a difference. Googlebot stays on your sites for an average of 5 to 6 seconds, and then they leave your page. So if you're loading a lot of JavaScript, which this site is using Elementor Builder, Elementor uses a lot of JavaScript. So that's going to have a lot of what's called client-side rendering. There's a really cool Chrome extension that I use all the time. It's called SEO Render Insight Tool. It's just a Chrome extension. And what you can do is you can actually turn it on and see what the actual loading is looking like when it comes to JavaScript. So for that site in particular, it's loading quite a bit of client-side rendering, and the page is loading, that home page is loading in about almost 7.5 seconds.
Which is actually, some of these I snagged is part of the roasty today.
Oh, let's go. Let's get into the roast. We still need to create an intro for our roast.
Yeah, here.
Let's go. Thank you, Keith, for your world. Let's get into our roast.
Roast time.
I'll go ahead and show you guys. I'll go ahead and share my screen.
Okay.
I'll show you what this Chrome extension actually looks like.
And this is the rendering one, right?
Yeah. Let me go ahead and minimize this. So this is their homepage. This is actually the business we're going to be roasting today. But looking at their overall page speed, it's loading fully rendered. It's in about 7.7 seconds. This is important. You got to keep this at least under 6 seconds. Usually for a e-commerce site, you're going to have a lot of client-side rendering because a lot of those e-commerce stores are using a lot of JavaScript. With the exception of Walmart, which actually has about 17 seconds of fully load rendered time.
Holy crap.
I mean, they're a giant. They probably have a little bit more leniency when it comes to Googlebot and overall being a whitelisted company than, you know, the normal business. But this is essentially what it looks like. So if we click on just a Chrome extension, turn this on, and as I'm scrolling, you're going to see this bar start to move red. The red is client-side rendering. So if I'm scrolling all the way down, you know, the page is loading. I know that there was one section here. This section actually took quite a bit to load.
Pictures.
You know, I'm not even at the bottom of the page yet. Still
Way
see
too
that
many
jump.
Pictures.
So that's a lot. So when you see this bar going that far, that's a lot of JavaScript getting loaded. And it's very common with Elementor, which Elementor is a WordPress builder. It's very common for something like that. If you're going to be using WordPress, you definitely want to have someone on hand that can get you some custom developments. There are other builders that aren't as heavy as Elementor, so using something like Bricks, and a lot of people like using Bricks. Keith and I are pretty old school. We use just straight up static HTML. Some of my other personal sites, I'm using a lot of server-side rendering with React and Next.js.
Trident HTML.
So wait, so so server-side rendering is a lot better than the CSR.
Yeah, because basically what server-side rendering is that it's already preloading the JavaScript and then serving it to the browser. Whereas in client-side rendering, it's relying on the actual, you know, loading from the browser from your side. So
I was saying about 30% is client-side rendering. So what would be a good score to make sure only a certain amount percentage should be client-side?
I mean, I can show you sites that are a lot smaller. Trying to think.
I double dog dare you. Let's look at 8%. It doesn't even register the pie graph.
So let me refresh this real quick. Hold on.
We got a question here. If your competitor was Walmart, it would be a good measurement. I think it needs to be compared to direct competitors.
For e-commerce, I'm assuming that's for e-commerce.
Yeah.
You still want to be underneath, you know, that fully rendered mark. I would still try to get it as fast as possible. Like I said, Googlebot's staying on your sites for between 5 to 6 seconds. So you need to stay under there.
Look at that bad CRO.
So as I'm coming through, it's loading quick.
Oh, you don't even have anything on there.
No.
I mean, you have no CSR.
No. But if I go to an actual, I don't know, this is a site that I'm building out right now.
I just love this.
This is a JavaScript site.
This Sweet.
So that's just some stuff that you guys should really know about. If you're not very technical, you definitely want to having a great developer on hand, designer, is definitely something that I would highly recommend. You know, having someone in your back pocket that, you know, can actually help you with that, because it is having website performance and load times does affect your crawlability and indexation. So you definitely want to have that in place.
All right.
Good Vibes Construction. They're
Maybe we
doing
just
a
look at
lot
their
of good
site.
things right. We got good listings of what they do. They don't have a dedicated Geo Hub, not that big of a deal. They are actually servicing the western part, south of Caldwell here in the greater Boise metro. Can be questionable that they list 24 hours here. Some that the Googlebot secret shops you on a Sunday afternoon or 3 in the morning. Just be aware of that.
Yeah, Google does call you. So if you don't answer your phones, you know, we live in the world of AI. You might as well have some type of automated answering service that can actually funnel those
It's always
calls.
good to have more reviews, right?
do they
We
sound
love
like?
that.
How do they sound like those Google calls? Just so people are aware, like it's a Google calling.
What's that?
This is Google.
Like, how do you know Google's calling? Or like, how
So
would you
they'll
know?
usually call. they have a little bit bigger pool of numbers, but one of the big numbers that they call you from is from a 650 number. It's 650-253-2000. That might let you know that I've probably been called quite a few times, that I memorized the number and I have no life. Sometimes they'll call you from an Atlanta number, which is a 404 number.
8675309.
Yeah.
You notice here we've got, it's always good to look at what are people talking about, wood, design, projects, decks, that's, you know, trending, that's good. It's always good to have more reviews, but you know, that's a challenge. They've probably been established 2 years. They, you know, they swing hammers, they, you know, fix fences, they install siding. They're not really thinking so much about the quality of their overall site. Good to see they do have a Yelp profile. They do have some other profiles. Oh man, this is always sad to see. The agency, they make you feel good about having these posts on your GMB, doesn't really help you with the ranking. It's nice to see that they've got products and services listed, but it all boils down to how do you show up for maps, right? Here's patio covers near me. This is, what's the name of this tool again? iSearchFrom.com. So you guys at home playing along, you can use this, and then once you get one to pop up, you can just reuse this tab. But it's a slightly different rendering, right? Because what we're looking at here is, this is technically the 3-pack, these first 3, and then the guys down below. So if you're in the sales side, you can always show who's lower, who's doing better. The nice thing is they are showing up for number 2 position right here organically, and that at least shows some opportunities, but they're out in the rural, smaller town. They're not going to show up in the slightly larger city with 100,000 population, which would be Nampa. That would be my suggestion for them, is to really get more in Nampa, Caldwell. These cities are very close to each other, and so you can, with good SEO, you can actually get your business to show up on both of these searches. I've done it a lot of times. Fence companies, this was just without the near me, again, dropping a phone in. It's hard to beat these mother oofers. Why? They say fence, there's fence, Superior Fence, Meridian Fence, they have fence in their name. So one way to try to beat that, get the reviews by mentioning fence, and then get the links that are fence related. That'll help push that ranking for you for sure. Jordan, you had any chime in or?
Yeah, I think because a lot of the guys are actually, I mean, you really got to go after what your primary service is, which is construction. So, you know, the fact of having construction in the name is always going to be something. I know a lot of people kind of strive. That's why people like to stuff their business names. Don't do this, hint, hint, with keywords. But, you know, at least having construction in it, that is one of the top relevance factors for ranking on Google Maps, by just at least having that in there. Interesting enough, we actually did a roast with another construction company who actually is ranking. So good vibes. You may want to pay attention to that video that we had a couple weeks ago talking about Perry Construction, and look at things that they're doing, because they still do a lot of things well, even though they could definitely improve. You know, you guys are both kind of chasing after the same tail, if you will. So other things that you can do, like we mentioned, you know, doing these Google business posts, I think, you know, for me, there's so many other things that you can do with your time and your time well spent rather than doing posts. You know, start building some better relevance on your homepage, which is what you're using for your Google business profile. You don't really talk a lot about what you do. I mean, you have some photos, which is great, but you know, you're not really doing anything to help your actual.
So many of those photos too, Jordan, they're stock photography. That's not stock, maybe this one, but this is stock photography. I've seen this crap. Not good, not good.
Yeah, they should have their own construction.
If you have a portfolio of work, you should be taking real photos. Like there's if you have how many? They have 16 reviews. You tell me you don't have a single real review from a job you've done.
They do have their gallery up here, but again, that should be a dedicated button. And this is horseshit. This is a combination of stock photography and real stuff. Can you tell the difference? I'm not sure, but some of these are questionable.
Their areas page, remove the areas page. That's not doing anything for you other than
Yeah,
just
it's
you're
absolutely
embedding a
doing
different
crap.
Google map, which is
Here's a quick
JavaScript into that page.
SEM rush. A little bit of Meridian, but notice where the traffic, now this was only top 20. I mean, seriously, way back to page 2.
Yeah.
What Jordan is referring to, do not let the SEO company convince you to make these pages. They don't pay off because they're not done well.
It's making your
is
site slow
not
down even more
how to
too.
rank.
You just get rid of that page. It's not doing anything.
But look at, we got a map. Oh, holy shit, this looks like exactly like a Chris fucking Palmer thing right there. Come
It's
on.
highlighted. It's highlighted red.
Let's go. That's what you need to do. You need to have all the communities and all the towns right there. No, you don't need to do that. And if we just take a closer look at the homepage portion, all right, your construction services, you don't need Idaho. What do you need is your 2 main towns, Caldwell, Nampa. Guess what else? I don't like to do that. I know the name of your company. You know why? Because it's right there. You should have a logo and your navigation always at the top. This also is extremely generic. You really don't have to have the phone number. I've stressed to you guys before, the best way to write your description is go look at AdWords. And if you have to, go out to Denver, San Diego, bigger cities to see the competition and put in the extra entities, the extra keywords. You can do stuff like this. Free estimate. Well, if Lambo can spell.
You said go to AdWords for descriptions. Can you explain?
Go search. Yeah. Sorry, we'll get off on a tangent. I think this was something that was even in the SEO video show. So let's go search fence companies. Oh my gosh, I need more crack to get through the day. Denver. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Lambo's World, Fence Right. Okay, looks like we own right now. This is obviously tailored for Mr. Evans. We have some of these, the local service ads. Let's go down to the bottom. Maybe something standing out down below.
Oh, that was. Oh.
The whole idea, what I'm recommending is learn from an ad. This is not an ad, but we're going to use our imagination, okay? And we're going to pretend this is an ad. They will put words in here to help motivate people to buy, right? In the actual ad. So when you discover those, learn from it. This is actually great. Wood fence, iron, ornamental, chain link, professional, expert fence. What do these guys got going on? They did nothing but take their basic title and rewrite it. This is a terrible SEO job. I'm sorry. Let's also take a closer entity look at these headlines. If we just look at what's going on here, you're like, okay, you say construction, it's construction, construction. Are you in the construction industry? What about, why don't you say fencing? Why don't you say patio covers? Why don't you say roofing? Many times, like, these things don't really help. All this, those are not headlines. Those are not headlines, and you can just change these with a quality SEO or a quality dev. Just change them into a regular text. And we actually go all through this in the Trident training in our little community. You just really have to be careful of the right words on the page. Like, look at this. Oh my bumblebee. And I'm talking about the hornet that's going to sting you. Are we selling DeWalt power tools? You know, like, no. Sell me the feeling of the future possibility of what it would be like to do business with you. Show me the process, right? Those
They're
are not
locally.
the
Wait.
owners.
Go back up. They're locally owned. Oh my god.
Locally owned.
They're a local company. Holy crap.
This is not the local owners, right? Sorry. It's smoking in here. I got to put my goggles on.
All right,
Yeah.
all right, guys. We're at time. We have a few people in the live chat. James, what's up? Charles, what's up? And we had Mike, what's up? And Goose.
Gosh,
What's up?
so
All
much
right,
smoke in here. What the hell did you do?
All right, guys.
That was a
Like,
serious
episode
roast.
of our show. If you guys, if you are in the Bay Area, next week we have a local meetup planned. At the local meetup.com/local marketing. Be sure to check that out. If you have any, want to check out the Trident, go tridentраnkingmethod.com. Is that correct? Trident
Yeah.
ranking method. Trident ranking method.
Anything that it's really well branded. You search Trident ranking method, you'll find us.
All right, let's go, guys. See you guys.
Wow, that was a serious roast. Holy cow.
Hey, GBP roast, GBP roast. Sorry, you in danger. Right now, I gotta flame you. This is GBP roast, GBP roast. On your Google business profile, it's about to go down. We roasting and reacting. We ain't come to play. 20 years in SEO. JP, Lambo, and Dre, bringing facts and guests. Oh yeah, we bring the dopeness. Welcome to the show. Hope your profile don't get roasted.
All right.